Incident 1, Oblivion number 1. On May 8, 2012, a 20-year-old man entered a restricted area of the ride and walked into the tunnel. He was rescued by fire crews. Incident 2, Oblivion number 2. On July 25, 2017, passengers were evacuated from the ride after one of the trains stopped at the top of the lift hill. No injuries were reported. Incident 3. On June 30th, 2004, due to a strong gust of wind, the skyride cables became caught jamming the ride. About 80 people were on the ride and 9 people had to be rescued by being abseiled down 60-meter cables. Incident 4, Skyride number 2. During the 2007 Scarefest season, a fire broke out in the Forbidden Valley section of the park due to a halogen lamp that damaged the roof and mechanics of the ride. There were no injuries. Incident 5, the Skyride suffered another fire on July 21st, 2009 in the tower section of the park due to a faulty vending machine. The fire completely destroyed the whole station. Incident 6, Runaway Mine Train. On July 20th, 2006, when the train was entering the tunnel section of its course, it split into two halves, leaving the rear part behind with the front part continuing up the hill. The front half of the train failed to make it over the slope, rolled back into the tunnel, and collided with the rear half. 6 people were taken to hospital, including 2 women with leg injuries, and 23 others were treated for cuts and bruises. Incident 7, the Smiler number 1. On November 2nd, 2013, 4 people were injured after being hit by flying guide wheels when they fell off one of the trains. Incident 8, the Smiler number 2. On June 2nd, 2015, a train with 16 passengers collided at 32 kilometers per hour with a stationary test car that had failed partway around the track. 4 passengers, 2 male, 2 female, aged between 17 and 27, suffered serious leg injuries and were airlifted to nearby hospitals for treatment. One of the casualties had to have a left leg amputated due to her injuries, while a second casualty had to have a right leg amputated due to the extent of her injuries. A 5th person with neck and abdominal injuries was also taken to hospital. The other 11 riders were believed to have only minor injuries and received medical treatment at the scene. This has been stated to be the biggest incident to ever occur at Alton Towers. Next is Battersea Park Funfair, Wandsworth, London, England. Incident 9, Big Dipper. On May 30th, 1972, one of the train cars on the roller coaster started to climb the cable hill when the cable suddenly snapped. With there being no anti-rollback device on this attraction, the train rolled back into the station, colliding with the other train. 5 children were killed and 13 others injured. Next is Pleasure Beach Resort, Lancashire, England. Incident 10, Avalanche number 1. On August 28, 1994, 10 people suffered minor injuries when one of the coaster trains collided into another parked at the station. All were treated at a local hospital. Incident 11, Avalanche number 2. In 1997, the train jumped on the brakes, causing it to crash into itself. One boy was taken to hospital with bruised ribs. The incident was shown on the BBC TV documentary about Blackpool Pleasure Beach in 1998. Incident Trail Big Dipper. On August 11, 2009, two trains carrying a total of 32 guests collided, resulting in 21 guests requiring treatment at a nearby hospital for injuries ranging from whiplash and broken noses to cuts and bruises. Incident 13. Big One Number 1. On August 31st, 2023, people were injured when two trains collided due to a failure of the ride's braking system. Incident 14. Big One Number 2. On June 14, 2011, a train stopped abruptly, causing minor injuries to its occupants. One person was reported to be hospitalized with whiplash injury. Incident 15. Derby Racer. On August 8, 2023, a small fire broke out in the maintenance bay underneath the attraction. No one was harmed in the fire, and it was quickly extinguished by emergency services. Incident 16. Grand National Number 1. In May 2004, due to an electrical fault, the entire ride station, along with parts of two other rides, were completely destroyed by fire. Firefighters used water from the nearby Valhalla ride to put the fire out. Incident 7. Incident 17. Grand National Number 2. On October 24th, 2014, a 58-year-old man named Robert Sycamore broke his neck whilst riding the Grand National with his 13-year-old nephew. Upon returning to the station, he was found slumped in the carriage and was rushed to Royal Preston Hospital. After the accident, Sycamore was said to be paralyzed from the neck down, but it's unclear whether he has since made some recovery. It is believed that Sycamore suffered from spondylitis, a spinal condition, but medical professionals are unsure whether this contributed to the accident. Incident 18. On July 21st, 2000, an 11-year-old boy named Christopher Sherrod died after falling out of a ride vehicle on the Space Invader roller coaster. Reports say that he may have panicked on the dark ride and unfastened his seatbelt. As a result of the accident, the ride was closed and carriages were refitted with over-the-shoulder restraints. The ride opened after a short hiatus as Space Invader 2. Next is Bridlington Bayside Fun Park, Bridlington, England. Incident 19. On August 29th, 2011, a 58-year-old woman sustained severe leg injuries when the Jungle River log flume became stuck and jolted, throwing her out of the cabin. She was riding with her 4-year-old granddaughter when the accident happened. It is believed that the ride stalled as it didn't have enough water in it. The granddaughter was taken to hospital with minor bruising. Next is Barton's Amusement Park, Skegness, England. Incident 20. Surf Rider. On August 30th, 2011, At 3:15 p.m., emergency services were called to the ride, and ARM Amusement Refurbishment and Manufacture Alibaba after reports that the arm had collapsed. Firefighters used ropes and ladders to rescue the 22 passengers who had become lodged at a 90-degree angle. 7 passengers were injured and taken to hospital, including one woman with life-threatening head injuries. It was reported that the ride had maintenance done in the previous few days, and insufficient oil levels in the gearboxes contributed to the accident. Next is Brighton Palace Pier, Brighton, East Sussex, England. Incident 21, Airways. On April 8, 2019, a teenage boy got a leg injury from being hit by a piece of the ride that came loose. Next is Camelot Theme Park, Lancashire, England. Incident 22, Excalibur 2. On August 23, 2011, a 12-year-old boy fell from the ride. Witnesses say the boy clung to the ride until he fell 9 meters. Incident 23, the Gauntlet. On October 22, 2001, a 59-year-old employee named Harry Matthews was killed as he was struck by an oncoming train when he was performing maintenance on the ride following an issue earlier in the day. Matthews suffered horrific injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene by medical professionals. Next is Chessington World of Adventures, London, England. Incident 24. On June 7, 2012, a 4-year-old girl fell from an elevated walkway used as the queue for the Toon Blaster attraction. She suffered broken ribs, a cracked skull, and brain hemorrhage after falling 4.3 meters through a hole in the wooden fencing.